Pleasant good evening to each and everyone in Georgetown, Guyana, the diaspora, and elsewhere. Friends all, enemy alike. Today, I sit down and I was thinking a lot of things about Guyana and the citizen of the country. But I have a major problem with the two major races. If one is claiming emancipation and one is claiming arrival, then there will be no unity amongst the citizens of the country within that two major races. Sometimes I ask if you all are educated enough to understand what you're saying. I used the word on my video yesterday and talked about ignorance. When somebody tell you you're ignorant to the fact of something that you don't understand or you may have never known. And it's time for you to gain knowledge and come out of your ignorance. Ignorance is not an insult. Instead of telling you, man, you don't know what you're doing or you do not know what you're saying, people use it in the most efficient way. You're ignorant. And you're ignorant of the fact because you don't know 99% of how this world runs. Then when they tell you you illiterate, you feel insulted. But friend, illiterate does not mean that you are off the books as a human or whatever, or you're stupid or you're a fool. No, under no circumstances. It means you're uneducated, you may not know to read and write, which means you could educate yourself. But in Guyana, you the Indian race especially, I don't know what to say to you for you to understand. When people try to correct you, they become your enemy. It is y'all who run Muhammad and a spider save him. It's y'all who declare the war and make Moses had to drown the people. It's y'all, when he throw the commandment in the face, by the way, because if you can't live by the law, you have to die by the law. And it's y'all who caused Jesus, all of them, to be crucified because y'all will not open up your mind to learn and to understand that when people risk their life to protect yours, it's a gift not by them themselves, but by the Almighty God, the creator of the universe. They are not opportunists like modern day politicians who are fighting for a position and want to rule you and be your king and your emperor, and everywhere they go, the big one, the big one. Let me be honest with y'all. This president, prime minister, king, and emperor is man or woman like yourself. You don't have to rush to take picture with them, shake their hand like if they're God gift. Y'all are putting yourself down. Show me what a man got that your father or your husband or your son don't have. Or your outside man. Show me if you're a man. If your prime minister is a woman or queen, show me what she ain't got that your mother or your daughter or your sister or your wife ain't got. So why are they so special? I notice it's an international trend. Anytime a disaster hits and the president go there, the prime minister, the camera following them around like they come to heal the wound. They are nothing more but scavengers living off of the fat of the people. You may have some decent, honorable people walk amongst us, and there, why you only have to see them when they need your vote or when a disaster hits? Tell me in the name of God Almighty, why? I want to know. Don't pay these people mind. They got a job to do. You make them president, prime minister, governor, because you vote them in. You have done your job. Now you have to look to see what they promise if they're going to fulfill it. You don't anywhere they go, oh, the big one, oh, the president, oh, the prime minister. Hell with them. They're human like you, man. They're not Jesus, Muhammad, Krishna. Y'all are emphasizing too much of praise on people who are hurting you, man. and hurting your children. A good leader will not want to have a crowd behind them if they are doing the work that they promise, and if they are touched by the hands of Almighty Allah, Bhagwan or God, and doing it. Unless you want them to heal the cripple, rise the dead, and do what is right, it is up to you to make your decision. My advice to you in Guyana, stop running behind the president, the prime minister, the governor, the big one. They're better than nothing but a piece of garbage like you and I. And when they're dead, their body will stink than me and you own. Come on, man. When will y'all wake up? Y'all are making these people feel that they're a god or they're a prophet. I would accept one thing though, the profiteering upon y'all, because you stupid, you ignorant, you foolish, and you're corrupt like them. And you want them to believe they're better than you. And what they do? What they do? Can they rise the dead? If they could, bring them. I want to see some of them. I have proof. People will tell you who I am. I don't have to go around, but I do everything in the name of God. If my enemy come to me, I can't reject them. And I will tell you something here today that y'all may not like. If you don't stop this emancipation bullshit and this day of arrival, y'all may have to leave the country. Because the Amerindian are not going to sit down and take it. And the mixed race. We do not want a country that have second-class citizens. All right? Mr. Ali is trying his best, but he's stretched out. Some people told me, watch what he's doing in Burmese. Because an Indian neighborhood, plenty. Friends, get your act together. Get your act together. Y'all are trying to divide this country more than what it is. But y'all are emancipated. And when y'all were ruling, what y'all do to the East Indian race and the Amerindian and others? Now, I'm not saying all of you, because they are decent people amongst all races, good and bad. Somebody called me last night and said, Kariah, why you got against Indian people? Friend, if a tiger is attacking steady, I can't say it's a deer. I got to say tiger. But when the time comes, I will know which animal really are looking for and which one commit the crime. What happened on the East Coast with a squad of black people attack all those people in the market, beat some of them, rob them, burn their vehicle, and they go up on 15,000 Guyana dollar bill. That is a terrorist act punishable by death. I don't care what the PNC, APNU, or PPP say. I believe in that. Because you have no right to attack another citizen, and they have no right to attack you. Y'all want to bring back the 1960s to create a bigger problem? When Venezuela wants 60% of Guyana, and Suriname want the New River, y'all really want to see this country go into the hands of somebody else? Burnham and Jagan is the fault of this. But for you, the honorable decent black people, man and woman, God must show you the way. And you, same goes to the Indian race. Why I don't address the Portuguese and Chinese and the mixed race? Do you know why? Because they're not the violent one who create no problem. They themselves had problem with the black people under Burnham. That's right. And when Burnham was ruling, 11 black people believe y'all was untouchable. When y'all talk about exploitation, how you can explain 90-something% of the civil servants under Burnham was all black? What happened to the Chinese, the Portuguese, the Amerindian in their country? What happened to the East Indian? The only way they get a job, maybe they have to care their daughter, their wife, or they got to be yes man. There was an old saying that Ricky Singh was slapped by Burnham. But I'm going to tell you something here today. There is a God. No man will escape the crime. You may hurt mine. What will become of yours? This world changes, man. This world changes. You think, and Guyana don't have a fucking court system. I said that. You have, let's make a deal. Lock up innocent people for a few dollars. Police taking bribe. Magistrate taking by corrupt judges, but you have decent one among them. But my friend, the greatest judge is God Almighty. And the greatest verdict is time. T-I-M-E. Okay? So for you, the East Indian and the black people in Guyana, you better start this day of arrival and emancipation. Burma chased out a lot of Indians because they tried to turn Burma into Little India. They rape and kill a lot. I think Bangladesh take a lot. India ain't take none. When the army drive the 900 or something thousand Indians, didn't take none. And you stupid Indian in Guyana and Trinidad, the descendant of India, like I myself and in Africa, none of them in India did not take one of them from Uganda, not Burma. Bangladesh have to take them. And I think Pakistan. But don't blame me if I made a mistake. I'm only saying what I see on the news in the past. And everybody giving their own news. And that is what is very confusing. I want you all to understand clearly. No politician should be above the law. And I want to vote for judges and magistrates. That's what I want. I do not want judges and magistrates is appointed by politicians. Okay? Because if you appoint a judge or a magistrate, they are loyal to you, not the law. And if you are a racist and you're full of revenge, because Indian people don't forget what happened in the 60s. Like how long the Jews lived, they will not forget what Hitler done to them. Indian and Jews are very close connected. They pass it down. Listen, friends. Burnham did not care about you, the black people, only few get what they want. Hoyt tried, and they say he was a Jesse Prasad. Indian betray him in the election in 92, and Jimmy Carter come in and make it happen. Thanks to the UF in Mansour, who gave Teddy Jagan 3 seats to save the guy from the course, even though he saved the Indian life in the 60s. My friends, they are good and bad amongst both races. Unite. Ali is doing better than all of them. And people said to me, he's thieving. Well, I don't know if the man thief or he tech. But I didn't know if Burnham thief or he tech, but I know he was the second richest black man in the late 70s and 80s. So is he a magician? Every minister's in government, and you should not have a minister older than 65 in government. I am telling you, in Guyana. All right? And I believe in a national front to heal the wound from the two major races. Because you cannot trust the Indian being a black person because you feel they're going to be unfair to you. And I can understand. But must the Indian trust you? Come on. Then I see the news today on the diaspora. A young man complaining about some young girl get raped. And whatever happened in the rape, and money passed. He said the police must get $1 million, it's alleged. And they offer some 700,000, 750. But the girl is underage and she was raped, according to him. It's alleged. I'm saying there is on the diaspora program. And if these things are happening, it has to stop. What happened to the women in parliament? They have no feelings for another woman like themselves, a younger one, that is going to replace them one day or the other? My friends, if y'all are denying justice to people because of race and their way of life, may God have mercy upon your generation, for y'all will not escape it. All right? And every crime that was committed under the Burnham government to now shall and will be reopened. There was a man who sit on the news the other day and said he got his transport for land and somebody bill him on the land, and when he called the police tell him it's a civil matter. And he called some lawyer, the lawyer want $2 million to represent the man. My friends, Mr. Ali set up an office to investigate these matters and make law. Any man who stole the man's land must be executed. And if a lawyer involved, execute him too. If the police take side, same thing. Because crime must not pay. You cannot run a country with this kind of ignorantness. And again, no Guyanese should buy land. Land should be given to them. But if you got already, you should get none. But every Guyanese should get a share from the oil wealth. But the Amerindian must get 45% for the 9 tribes. It's their country. And if any black people object to that, then they should send you back to Africa. And if any Indian object to that, they should send you all back to India because you're all unfair. You Indian are not racist, you are just corrupt. Very vindictive, spiteful, jealousful, and love to curse and insult people. Now, again, majority wins. But there are decent Indian man and woman among you who don't associate with you. Okay? It's a kind of caste system. But I tell you all here today, wake up for God's sake. Look, Libya, what happened? Look. They still can't even identify somebody of a decay. They can't even find some family crying. And today, China, India, who got problem over border, and Russia, who got problem with China over border, becoming friends for a new currency to trade. South Africa also joining them. Saudi Arabia joining them. Brazil joining them. President Ali, in due respect to you, this hemisphere after World War II was signed in the Geneva Agreement. Read the Monroe Doctrine. Don't take lead up. We don't have 1 million people. Brazil got millions. China got billion and change. Russia got hundreds of millions or millions. South Africa got millions. And India, billion again. What Guyana got? 700 or something thousand people, and we cannot live together. Be careful with your driver and your cook. My advice to you, wait and see what Russia, China, India, Brazil, South Africa, and Saudi Arabia will do, and give it a while before you get involved with them. If not, your replacement might be round the corner. Take my advice, my brother. America gets what America wants. And be careful with your cook, your driver, your bodyguard, Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi, and many more. Be careful. And if a blind man named Brutus could poison a king named Caesar, you know different, my friend. So protect yourself. Do like Obama, mother-in-law, who was living in the White House, to oversee the granddaughter, daughter, son-in-law, eat and drink. Safety, smart idea. It's alleged, if I remember right. Learn from that. If not, you don't trust them. Money talks, bullshit walk. And how hard it is for threaten your cook, threaten your driver, threaten your bodyguard to get them with a couple of million to do wrong things to you and your family. Be careful, brother. I'm only giving you what I can see. Don't jump too wild and get involved with the big 6 or the big 5, okay? Now, why I want a national front government? Fair and simple. So black people can fight Indian and Indian can fight black. Because the Bokman or the Amerindian or the indigenous people did not arrive and they wasn't emancipated, so they cannot be emancipated. All right? And be subject to derive or arrive. Okay? You must love the country from which you born in and give thanks to Allah, Bhagwan, and God that your ancestors in India rent you out, but you ain't going back home. And the ancestors in Africa sell you out as blacks. Today you're inheriting what's not yours, but you're still costing the white man. Look what's happening in Africa. 2,000 died and changed. They're processing a whole set price, 100-something thousand the other day. Today is 7,500. And they're not going to Africa. They can't go to Saudi Arabia and Libya. And they can't go to Egypt because they're raping and killing them. It's on Facebook. Friends, wake up. Remember who was at our side of our needs in the time of our needs. Venezuela, Suriname, Barbados, Trinidad, and little Caribbean island, even though they take advantage on our women. Okay? Some was on the trading market, and they were trading everything. And you know what I mean? But we don't have to return their kindness in that way as human. Because who are there? Caribbean is full of tribalism. Black people come out of tribe and cheap labor Indian. So what do you expect? And for the young man that I saw talking about the rape of the young girl, let it be known to you, brother. In India, they be raping them every day. That's an Indian customary thing. Rape them when they're young. The British saved that, that's why they went there. Indian is like that. Black people do it too. Spanish do it, every other race do it, but Indian, that's their favorite. And they love to boast and brag. So I call upon the decent Indian and black unite for national front government. But if Ali is doing good, we must support him. And don't take sides. Y'all stop walking around the man. Who y'all think make him feel? Open up the doors to Africa. And India where y'all begin. And show mercy, love and affection to the less fortunate that flee war zone and place that sanction and give them a part to live in Guyana, worship Allah, Bhagwan or God, but make the law. We will not tolerate a religious conflict, a racial conflict, and whatever else go with it. All right? Long live Guyana, but we need a national front government and our Merindian as a leader. My friends, I want you to subscribe to my channel. And I would also hope, by the will of God, this message will get to you. All right? And when they say a term or 2 terms for a president or prime minister, you can't be vice president and you cannot be nothing else. You could stand in the corner to give little advice, but the legality is over. Because the Constitution represents you. And that Constitution must change. No man must be above the law. And the government should set up sting operation so policemen can go to make case and some bribe they get and fire them from the job, ban them from leaving the country, or judges and magistrates. Mr. Ali, if you don't have somebody to trust, call me, I'll do it for you. I will grant you that favor. But I want an island for judges and magistrates who do that, and one for the police them who do that. They're supposed to uphold the law, not to join to break it. Because they're all worse than a pickpocket. Okay? And every innocent man or woman that get locked up wrongfully, the people who do it will answer the charge. Y'all will not like it. Stop fighting for land that don't belong to you. So, Mr. Ali, good luck on what you are doing, and may Allah be with you. Bhagwan and God. Thank you. It's up to you now. The ball is in your court. Kick it or bust it. Good luck. Peace.